Holy fuck, I did not see that coming at all. Yo, I did not see that coming at all, man. Holy, whew. That was unexpected. Listen, I normally don't let these shows get nothing past your boy, but that was totally unexpected, and I liked it. Let's get into it right after this.
Hard, play hard, grind hard, stay hard, no, we stay out, make your way out, but I just can't stop, won't stop hustling,
Raising Kanan, Season 1, Episode 5, entitled Choose Your Battles. Listen, I go by the name of the Black Abstract. If you don't know, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And to the people that have been subscribing or following, like my boy Detroit Kings, salute. So let's get into it. This episode, it was a setup episode. It's kind of like a filler episode. Not too much going on action wise, but it's setting up for the following episodes. This was the mid-season finale, I believe they said, which I don't understand why the hell they do this. Just give us the damn show. We ain't got nothing else to watch right now. We ain't got The Shy. We don't got Snowfall. We don't got The Wire. Listen, I know The Wire been off, but we ain't got nothing really to watch right now. Give us something. Don't be taking no breaks. It's summertime. We need something to watch when we come out from the club or something. Anyway, let's get into it. So I'm not even gonna waste time with talking about. I'll get into that later. Let's talk about the meat and bones. Detective Howard is Kanan Stark's father. Wow. I don't know if I don't know if this is going to be accurate or come out to be accurate. I don't know if it's just a speculation on his end. But if that is the case, holy shit. Kanan Stark's come from pig blood. No, I'm just kidding. But Kanan Stark's dad is a cop. And that's crazy. That's crazy in itself. And if that is true, it's possible that he could possibly be in newer seasons if he survived. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Kanan killed his pops. Maybe that's where Tyreek get it from. You know what I mean? Who knows? But that was a big revelation. One I did not see coming or expected at all. I had no idea. I was wondering why he was so curious about his age and the year he was born. But come to find out, he was popping rock. Listen, Rock, you was getting around. You popping Howard. You was popping the supposed dad of Kanan. You was popping the other dude we saw at the beginning of the episode who wound up dying. Now you popping Symphony. Yeah, Tiffany. You out here. Unique, huh? Who's to say Unique ain't get a piece of that? You know what I'm saying? But hey. To each his own. I just thought that was surprising. I'm definitely curious to see where it's gonna go from here now. If Kanan gonna find out, and it makes sense because he had the whole bone marrow incident where he couldn't find a donor. He didn't have no matchups, and I guarantee Kanan will probably be in the matchup. I doubt if Kanan actually gives him anything because obviously the bad blood between the two of them. But we'll see how that plays out, man. Make sure you go to IamTrill.com. Get you some Future Trillionaire merch too. Shameless plug. They sent me over my hat. You know what I mean? I ain't getting no shirt today. I'm just going plain Jane with it. But head over there, enter the promo code Abstract. Get a little something off your order. All right. So this episode, it was a lot going on in terms of the internal beat. Listen, first, Kanan Stark, he is a hothead, man. And that translates to him in adulthood because he don't play no games. He's smarter though, because obviously he's older, but he quick on the draw. But right now he a hothead for no reason. He don't think shit thoroughly out, and he sees what he wants to see, and that could be detrimental to him. Obviously we know how his story ended, but first of all, Scrappy dude. Scrappy is Scrappy, one of my favorite characters on the fucking show. He's hilarious. He knows how to run from the cops without scuffing his Jordans. That in itself is a great feat to have. And also, he knows pretty much he knows everything. So obviously they would think it would come to him, but he wasn't even there that day. He was sick. And Marvin could vouch for that. So you don't think that Marvin and Lulu and Rock would suspect that he had something to do with it? Obviously not. And the whole thing of it is that Kenan, you were the one that exposed the trap house by stopping that girl Davina when Scrap told you to chill. He told you to chill. But now you trying to reverse, oh, this rat motherfucker, I'm going to take care. Like, dude, young Tariq, man. I will say Tariq is a lot smarter than him as far as his age and how they age. Tariq is a lot smarter, even though Tariq was a little more privileged. That's crazy, though. So he goes to confront Scrappy, and Scrappy, I believe, is a lot older than him. You know, Scrappy's a young adult. Got more experience in the streets, and Kanan just way out of his depth, tries to confront him about this and gets the shit beat out of him. I'm like, dude, and Scrappy was taking it easy on him. He was just like, come on, and just like toying with him and seeing how fast he is and just violating him. And I'm like, and come to find out that Detective Howard is following Rock to see what's going on with her. Obviously because they're trying to figure out who's behind these bodies. So he's telling her, and episode starts off. Yeah, why did Kenan leave that shirt still under his bed? Like, why? Like, but this stuff teenagers do. I can't even say this is done. This is what teenagers do. They will leave a bloody shirt underneath their bed that somebody else's blood that got their brains and body blown out in front of them. That's just what teenagers do. So Rock confronts him with this, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, she tries to make up a story. He tries to cover for Uncle Marvin. I thought that was honorable. But she wasn't. She seen through it. Rock is smart. She seen right through that bullshit. She was like, nah. And tells him that she knows he was in a trap. Yada, yada, yada. Then it goes to her talking to Marvin. He's at the table now, and he tries to make some bullshit excuse, and she like, dude, Kenan just tried to say the same thing. He tried to cover for you. I know he was there. And he like, yo, I ain't, like, man, I saved him. I was like Rambo in that. I was like a black Rambo. Bah, bah, bah. I was like, bah, bah. He was doing the Soldier Boy challenge. I was like, bah. And then I said, boo. And then I was like, bah. And he did save Kenan, but at the same time, he put Kenan in that predicament, being stupid. And it's like, okay, if you got him to help you, at least leave him with some firepower for when you leave. So he got some kind of protection, and he didn't even do that. So I was just like, I don't know what's going on with Marvin. I don't know. Marvin is like the older, younger brother. Like, he older in age, but he act younger than Rock and Lulu. Him and Lulu get into a little scuffle because Ludo is kind of chastising him and teasing him. And he's like, yo, if I'm on the right titty, you on the left titty or something like that. And they wind up getting into a little scuffle. And Marvin was showing him who the big brother is. He definitely got he got more fighting skills than Lulu. And they got into a little tussle. The police told him to break it up. I thought that was funny. That was like a little brotherly moment. Every brother does this or get into this scuffles like that or arguments like that. So I thought that was pretty sweet. Jukebox is at the they had that little video game spot or store. I think it was either one. I think it was the video game spot. Then they went to the store. I'm not too sure. It don't matter. But they're talking about Famous is being famous. He's another one of my favorite characters. He's just a funny dude. And she kind of admits that she lost her virginity to him, and Famous like, how you ain't let me get it? How you like? I'm like, yo, this dude is hilarious. And trying to get it, and Kenan like, yo, for real? Like, damn, I ain't even know. 'Cause I think Kenan's still a virgin, if I'm not mistaken. He gotta be the way he act with Davina. He gotta be. But yeah, she let the white girl take her V card, and Famous like, yo, and they telling like who ran in the trap spot or trying to figure it out. Jukebox right off the rip is like, yo, it had to be Davina. Telling you told me you seen her. She be walking around. It had to be her. Kenan is not trying to hear it at all. And I'm like, dude, this dude got his head up his ass and in the clouds, like, sucker for love. And this ain't even your girl. First of all, you done killed this girl boyfriend. She's still in mourning. That was her dude. You hang with the dude that supposedly did it that got killed. So you had to have know something to do with it. Dude, her loyalty don't lie with you at all. And then you buying her like guilt gifts and shit. Like, of course she told, but he don't go to see or try to investigate that. Automatic, he go to Scrappy. Well, Scrappy, like, dude, Scrappy was in the trap. That's how we ate. That's how he got his money. Why would he do that? It just don't make sense. And he heads over there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get this dude to snitch. And then winds up getting locked up. I'm like, this dude is a fucking like, oh man. I could say Tyreek would never do no stuff like this. Tyreek was a little smarter than this. I will say that. So I got to give Tyreek his little props on that, even though I don't really like him as a character. But he gets locked up, and then that's when Detective Howard is questioning him about his age. Prior to that, we get a kind of history lesson on who his pops was. I forget exactly who he said, but he said he comes from drug dealer and royalty. His pops kind of like up there with Nicky Barnes and Fat Cat. And I was like, damn, and I like how he mentioned like some true kingpins that were in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Like these was big time dudes back in the day. So I like how they implemented that on the show. And he was following Rock, and his partner was like, hey, the best way to get to the queen is to get the prince. So they go in there, and prior to all this, at the beginning, I did skip over. Him and Symphony, all right, their relationship is becoming a little better. He had him build a model of the, I believe the Queensbridge, if I'm not mistaken, and he was explaining why they created the bridge was for white people to have a way to get in and out without stopping in the hoods. He was like, the only time they stop is for gas, yada yada yada, and they kind of got a little rapport now. Symphony gives him his number, and it winds up coming useful because he calls him to get him out the police station. He picks him up, and he like, yo, you ain't gonna tell my mom. And he like, well, if she asks me, I'm gonna tell her, but if she don't, I'm not, because he's like, yo, I can't lie to her. You know what I'm saying? And he like, yo, you really like my mom? And he like, yeah, man, she got some good pussy. No, I'm just playing. He ain't say that, but you can tell Symphony wide open, man. Listen, man. Rock she a joint. She alright for an old joint. But he gets out. Howard is I guess piecing together that, he's his son. Doctor gives Howard grave news, telling him like, listen, it ain't looking good for you. Howard's kind of like nonchalant about it, or maybe he just accepted the fact that, listen, it is what it is, and this is what it's gonna be. Sorry about that. Got a little thirsty. So yeah, man. He I think he just accepted like what it is, what his fate is. Rock walks up on Scrappy, or she drives up on him and like, yo, hop in. And like Scrappy ain't got no car either. She like, yo, hop in, and she tells him they come up with a plan that we don't figure out what it is till later. But she wants pretty much him to infiltrate Symphony's crew, be a double agent, and I thought that was a smart plan. Rock herself has a plan to where she's trying to get out the corner stores, get out the traps, and she wants to move her operation into high rises. That way she could see what's coming and what's going, and they got kind of like a vantage point. And I thought that was pretty smart. And I'm like, yo, that was how the niggas was trapping back in the early 90s. And let me find out Raquel was the one that started that. But yeah, that's her plan. She had a little issue with dude in the apartment. He was giving off some lip. Like, man, I ain't moving nowhere. Marvin had to put them paws on him. One thing about Marvin, boy, you know how to scrap. That motherfucker, he quick to put his hands on somebody too, man. That motherfucker know how to fight. So he had to put paws on old boy. I'm like, damn, he beat this old man up. And then helped him moved out. I'm like, oh man, that's messed up. He like, yeah, he had to change of heart. So I thought that was pretty dope. I see she got a plan that she's trying to execute. And it's crazy because it's like no real plot with this show. It's kind of just like Unique and Rock got this perimeters that they have set up for what they do, but it's like they both trying to take it, and it's not even Unique. It's more so Rock. Rock is, all right, we good, and then she'll take a shot or do some weird shit. Then Unique has to react to that because she did something. Like Kanan kills old boy. Unique got to do something back because that's his people's. And then they like, all right, we call it a truce because they gave him a body. But then she go put the boys on his product. So now he got to do something back because she did something to him. And it's like, Rock, you the one starting all this shit. Like, chill. Like, Keenan fucked up. He did what he's supposed to do. He strike back. But chill the fuck out. Like, but nah, at the end of the day, I think Rock just wants it all. But she not, I don't know. She not doing everything foolproof. You know what I'm saying? She exposing her hand too much. That's just my opinion. Jukebox winds up going to the studio and making a track with Famous, and I thought this track was pretty sweet. I'm like, yo, they should have took Famous off and let 50 rap on this track, and I thought that would have been dope because it would have gave the Jukebox Girl exposure and 50 Cent. I was like, yo, that track was all right, man. It was jive all right, and come to find out, Crown wasn't paying everybody, so Lulu was like, all right, I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay the engineer, and I'm gonna pay the other employees, but let my niece rock out. So he like slid her in, she got in, she takes it back to old girl, the white girl, playing it for her, and she like, yo, I really like it, and she was saying what we thought. We liked the singing, but we didn't like the rapping. Famous did sound a little corny on that joint. I'm gonna be honest with him, and I know he better than that, but that's just what they giving him to rock with. Then they start making out, and I said this last review. Why are they not locking the door, especially with the mom already busting in? But Jukebox is on top over there kissing, and the mom comes in, and it's like, what the hell? And then they don't even hear the mom. Like, they so into it, they don't even hear her. And the bombs start getting super white. Like, yo, you heathen. What she call her? You are repellent. I'm going to say you raped my daughter. I'm like, what? And the daughter like, yo, mom, like, what you doing? And the dad like, yo, what's going on? And she like, yo, she was on top of our daughter, kissing her and blah, blah, blah. He like, yo, what? What's going on? And she wound up kicking Jukebox out and making Jukebox feel this small. And I'm like, oh, poor Jukebox. Every time Jukebox gets some good news, she gets some bad news or some fuck shit happen to her. I like Jukebox, man. Jukebox is one of my favorite characters, man. She's super solid. She always got her eyes open to what's going on. She wear kind of her emotions on her sleeve, but she a female, but at the same time, man, she willing to work for what she want, and I respect that. It sucks, man, because, they was really feeling each other, so I don't think this is going to stop them from seeing each other, but it's going to make it a little more difficult because they don't have no place to chill, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with that. Poor Jukebox. What else happened in this episode that was of importance? They were in a bodega. Old girl was eavesdropping. She heard Jukebox say Davina, so I think she's going to give Rock that information. If she didn't already, I might have missed that part. So I think Rock going to eventually knock off Davina or wind up torturing her or something. Something going to happen. What else happened? I think that might have been it. Probably some more. Hey, listen, I touched the important stuff, that we needed to touch. All right. So if I missed some stuff, I apologize, man. I watched it a minute ago. Should have did a refresher, but fuck all that. Up here, no notes, no pen, no pad. But all in all, I thought this was a decent episode, man. The revelation at the end, to me, was like the highlight of the episode because it really wasn't no other action besides a little corny fight scene. But I'm like, yo, this is crazy right here. Like, what's going on? Like, I was like, this is nuts, man. Like, how is he the father? Like, Maury said, you are the father. Like, he's guessing, but I think Rock knows deep in her heart too, because the way she said it at the end was like, nah, like, that's my son. Like, you know what I mean? And he like, all right, but we'll see what happens, man. I don't know. This is gonna be crazy. It's going from here, and now we gotta wait a little bit because this was the mid-season finale. So we'll see how it plays out. But post your comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if it's anything I left out, leave it in the comments below. And as always, peace, love, and prosperity. I'm the Black Abstract One.